Hey everyone, and welcome back. Our last guest is a Venezuelan vibraphonist and percussionist who's known for combining his Afro-Venezuelan roots with the rhythm of jazz. He's performed at festivals throughout the world and with many great artists, including Sting, Arturo Faro, Paquito de Rivera, and many, many more. But for now, we're going to talk to him. Joining us to share more, we welcome vibraphonist and percussionist Juan Villalobos. Hello and welcome.
Hello, Rhina. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's wonderful to have you via this boxed. How's it been for you being local after being such a world traveler and performing with all these great artists?
Well, it's been kind of like a backwards, I don't know how to say, like line of how to say it. It's like going to college, then start touring, and then coming back to college. It's something like that. So when I did all these tourings was because I was playing in Venezuela. I was part of something known as El Sistema, which was founded by Maestro Jose Antonio Abreu, and I was part of the symphony orchestra. That was like, those were my beginnings as a vibraphonist and classical percussion player. And I had the opportunity to travel all around the world with the Teresa Carreño Youth Symphony Orchestra. So I graduated high school when I was probably 16 years old, and I moved out 5 hours away from my home to the capital, to the city of Caracas. And there I started traveling with them until I was like, and I started attending to Simón Bolívar Conservatory of Music located in Caracas as well. So I did kind of like a major, like a bachelor in classical percussion and in music theory and all of this. Then I quit and I came here to switch to jazz, and I'm now attending to Manhattan School of Music, finishing my 4 years of learning. So answering to your question, it's actually kind of cool because it's like I just developed myself in an environment that was totally different to the things that I'm doing right now. The good thing about it is that what I'm doing right now is because of me. I'm not doing it with anyone else. It's just I'm doing my own music. I'm leading my own projects, and I'm gonna be honest, it's definitely a harder path to go through.
Well, yeah, because you're creating them on both sides, right? It's not just with the music, and it's not just with blending genres, right? Because you're blending genres. Now you have like your own flavor, your own style, but you also play different instruments, and on top of that, you're blending these different styles that don't, I mean, jazz kind of, I think, invites everything, right? But when I think of vibes, I automatically think of jazz, but I don't necessarily think of Afro-Venezuelan like folkloric music, so that's an interesting path.
Yeah. Well, I think about my music from Venezuela is actually really like it's a great deal related to Afro-American music. Remember that jazz was founded. Jazz is just like a label that people put on it, but it's actually jazz. It's like folk music from the United States of America,
Right.
And that's basically it. Jazz was born out of people that came from Africa, singing, chanting, and slaves and all of that. The same slaves that came from Africa, some part of them went to Venezuela and they went to the Caribbean. So, and we developed like our own sound. But at the end, I feel like it's almost the same. So it's like
it's almost like speaking Spanish with different dialect. Right.
We can put it that way.
Right. So I do want to make sure that we mention that from everything we've been sharing, you've expanded into having your own quintet and having different groups, and that you were able to put a concert online, and that we're going to be able to share like a piece of it, at least one song. But I wanted to make sure we share that with our viewers before we run out of time, so that they understand that although we've all had to pivot, right? You have in some aspect expanded from the pivot.
Yeah, exactly. That's
even
a
though
nice
you're
way
not
to put it.
traveling the world, let's say.
Yeah. That's a nice way to put it, yeah.
Well, the thing is that you said it, right? I'm in listening to you. You mentioned, well, I'm developing, and I'm doing my own self-development, is what you're saying, in the sense of like, yes, you're kind of like back in school, but in this process, now you already have the knowledge of this style, and you already know what it is to tour and work with a big group, and now you have your own. Now it's I guess the difference would be that you're a band leader now, right? And then there's that choice of, do I play vibes today, or do I do percussion, or do I add percussion into the vibes, which is what you do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I do both now. Besides my quintet, Timba Vibes, which is another quintet more focused to the Latin jazz sound. I also belong to a group that is called Tambor y Caña, which they are based here in New York, and it's only like Afro-Venezuelan rhythms and chants. That's it. It's only percussion and chants, and that's it. And that's really important for me, because thanks to that, I've got better playing the instruments. My sense of composition, of interpretation, changed because of the people that has taught me. So before I went to study to Caracas, and I went to the symphony orchestra and all of that, I started that way. Like, my dad is a percussion player, and he showed me like Afro stuff when I was really, really young, when I was like 2 years old. So that has been like my actual beginning.
Yeah, well, it totally makes sense. I mean, that's how you ended up a vibist. I mean, hello.
Exactly. Definitely.
Bueno, it's been wonderful chatting with you. I know we're going to get a taste of your quintet. So once again, Juan Diego Villalobos, he's a vibraphonist and a percussionist. Don't go anywhere, you guys, because I'm telling you, you're going to really enjoy this online concert they put together. Well, we're only going to be able to give you a snippet of it, but his concert is available on Instagram, and I'll share those details after the performance. So don't go anywhere. We've got special vibe performance by Juan Diego Villalobos Quintet.